I'm Presley.
And I'm the Shrieker.
I fucking hate you so much.
And welcome to the height of horror. Woo! I was going to start out, but I was like, I'm not a queer person, so I feel like I just shouldn't. I was going to have you say, I'm Presley, and I was going to say, and I'm not gay. Like in this movie today.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, you caught me off guard. Good job.
And I'm the Shrieker.
I really need you to stop doing that.
It's just a pig.
Ugh.
I'm a little piggy. Speaking of being a little piggy, oh my God, I wasn't a pig on movies this week, but we'll get into that in a second. Presley, how have you been?
Oh, I'm good.
Work?
It's there.
Family?
We're tired.
Mental health?
No, it wasn't good. And I was gonna message you and say, I'm so sorry for the last episode because I was so fucking checked out. Like, I was going through it. I was not okay, but I'm better now.
What was the last movie?
I don't even remember. That's how far gone I was.
Oh.
The Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a fun episode. No one noticed.
I don't remember it at all.
There was one day that Nicole was going on Mostly Speaking Sentai. I do the intro and whatnot. And Nicole, when I introduce her, she goes, yeah, so I was going to let everyone know, hey, James is going through some stuff, so he might not be on right now, but clearly just microphone switches and then you're ready to go. And I say, yes, because I'm a professional, baby. But I didn't notice.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I've started therapy. So,
ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing?
What, you're doing good stuff for your mental health.
I know, but it makes me so aware. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, last episode, I was like, not okay. But I'm better now, like I said. So, that's good.
Well, speaking of things that are not okay, we're on TikTok now.
Are we really?
Yeah, HOHPOD, Height of Horror Pod, where I will be posting clips because, like, Instagram's dead, Facebook's kaput, Twitter, no one's seeing anything. So, TikTok, let's start pushing that, and I will be doing further reviews of the movies I watch just for fun, but I do discuss here on the Fortnight of Horror. Presley, did you watch any horror movies in the last 2 weeks?
I watched The Haunting of Hill House for like the 12th time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say for the first time. All right.
No, that's how you know I'm not okay, because I will repeat watch that.
Yeah, that's not a good one to rewatch.
I know, it's devastating, but I'm like, oh, sibling death, can relate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I watched something else too, but I can't remember.
You gotta get on Letterboxd.
I know, I do have one now. I just don't know how to use it.
It's easy. You just find the movie and you go pretty much what you do. Actually, there is one thing that is difficult to get into, which is how do I find the movies I've done? And it's you go to your profile and you have to scroll down a bit to just click on films. And then it will show you like, oh, here are all the films that you have either rated or liked or reviewed.
Oh, interesting.
So that's how I'm able to catalog and make sure I know what I'm talking about, because this week I believe I watched 3 horror movies. The first, I do not recommend to... Oh, wait, no, I watched 4 Daybreakers. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Oh, it's very good. I don't know where it's streaming at now, but a podcast I listened to, We Love Trash, did a watch along of it, and I saw it in the movies back in the day. My parents, they used to... every single Thursday or Friday, it was probably Thursday morning, they would listen to the radio, and both of them owning their own business, they had their own cell phones and their own business lines, like landlines. So they would be sitting in their office, they'd hear, hey, you want tickets to see this insert shit movie? Hey, just give us a call at 519-ROCK, 519-ROLL. That's not the real thing. And they would always be able to get the tickets every single week because they would call on all 4 lines, to the point where the people at the radio station knew them by face and name. So I would get a lot of these. They would do like the things that'll break maybe the top 10 that week. My parents would keep those. The ones that wouldn't even scratch the surface, they would give to myself and my girlfriend at the time. So we saw a lot of movies like Daybreaker, and I remember liking it and rewatching it. This movie fucking rocks.
What's it about?
It's kind of like True Blood-esque, where vampires, they start taking over the world and they get a little too like, oh, we want to turn everyone into vampires, then realize, oh, we don't have the humans to farm out to keep surviving. So it's very prescient of today where it's like, oh, the supply chain. The supply chain is ruined because they keep turning people into vampires instead of being like, maybe we keep this as like our own little club and be like the coolest fucking people in the world instead of everyone like this. So it's just awesome. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm. And then one I do not recommend whatsoever. The trailer looked great and the concept seemed cool. It's Grandmother's House, where some kids who are recently orphaned have to go stay with their grandparents, and the children start suspecting that their grandparents are murderers. But then there's twists and turns, but some predictable ones. It was boring, and I was high while watching it.
That's giving The Visit vibes.
Oh, yeah, probably. But this is, yeah. I do love the location. It's on this, I think, lemon or orange farm in, I think, Florida or California. So the location is, that's beautiful, but everything else kind of sucks. But then a movie I watched that is so good, I recommend literally everyone. I will go more in depth on our TikTok. I was going to say Twitter. It's called Looker, and it was written and directed by Michael Crichton, who did Jurassic Park, at least wrote it, and it's fantastic. It's like a low sci-fi thriller that has some slasher giallo elements into it. Oh, baby, it's real good. Find out more eventually on our TikTok.
Follow us on TikTok. I watched one yesterday because I was sick as balls this week, and it wasn't a horror movie. It was like a thriller, but it's called The Crush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has Alicia Silverstone and the Elwes, Carrie Elwes. It was real good.
It keeps being fed to me. Like with Looker, that gets fed to me of like, hey, you should check this out. And then I also watched Shark Side of the Moon. It's a Tubi TV original by The Asylum. We did it for straight to Patreon over on patreon.com/MLM pod. So if you want to hear my full thoughts on that, go there. Mars and Nicole are also on the episode, so stay for them.
Whoop, whoop.
Because they're cool. But today, we're discussing some cool-ass movie today. 1998's Shrieker. Oh, did you, Presley? Actually, I'll get more into it with the notes. Initial thoughts, though.
I'm glad I watched it.
Yes.
It was silly. My first note is Dollar Tree Evil Dead.
Okay, I'll take that.
The first 2 minutes, I got those vibes, and it reminded me of that meme where it's like, can we get McDonald's? No, we have McDonald's at home, and it's just not as great. And then it's like, can we get Evil Dead? No, we have Evil Dead at home, and it's his movie.
Well, today we're talking about Shrieker, not to be confused with Shrekkers, the term for people who want to sex DreamWorks mascot Shrek. This is a straight-to-video horror movie released March 3rd, 1998. It was produced by Full Moon Features and directed by low-budget icon David DeCoto. This film was shot in 2.31 Panavision aspect ratio, meaning like it's got widescreen, which, Presley, did you guys watch this on Amazon or Freevee to get it in that like beautiful widescreen?
We watched it on Freevee.
Okay, hell yeah. I recommend no one watch it on Tubi because that is what would have been on VHS. It's disgusting. However, the one that's on Freevee, and I probably also on Full Moon Features, and I'm so glad I checked out Freevee not to spend $7 for a month of Full Moon. It looks like it's pixelated as if the transfer was in like 480p, and that kind of bugged me. We need a Blu-ray of this movie.
We don't.
Yes, we do.
We really don't.
Guys, I fucking loved this movie. We'll get into it more. But David explained in an interview with the Schlock Pit on why he chose to film it in this, knowing like, well, this is just going on video. But he explains, I'm a showman and I like to put on a show. I guess you could have just said like, I'm a showman, and that putting on a show means you're a showman. Ellipses. I always thought that whenever I showed a completed film to investors or distributors, it was always more impressive if I had to pull the theater curtains back a little more to accommodate a wider screen. 2.3 looks gorgeous, and if you use it properly, it can add so much more production value to a low-budget movie. Besides that bit of trivia, the only cool trivia about this movie that I could find is that it was shot in, how many days do you think this was shot in?
22.
No, 6 days.
Shut up.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
Only 6 days. That means like you might, hey, give a half a star more to this.
You know what? It reminded me of, gave me like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes. And it was only an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like an after-school special where there's swearing and a lot of blood.
Yeah, I think there's only one section of this movie. For the most part, I'm like, yeah, this is great, this is great, this is great. Then when they start having that back and forth on the cell phone when one's outside and one's on the inside, that part could have been cut, but everything else, ooh, baby, make this an hour and 7 minutes long and you're good to go.
Oh, wait, going back to nothing about the movie, you said something about Shrek, and that made me think of, did you know there's a thing called a Shrek rave?
No.
Yeah, it's a Shrek-themed rave.
Where at?
I think there was one in Seattle. It popped up on my Ticketmaster, and I'm like, why the fuck would I buy tickets to that? But it exists, so you're welcome.
Hell yeah, guys, go to Shrek Rave, be a donkey and a dragon, and just really freak dance your hearts out.
Well, my haircut makes me look like Lord Farquaad, so I'd play with that.
No, it doesn't.
It really does, though.
It does. Lord Farquaad didn't have, like, highlights and whatnot.
Close enough.
No, it's not. You don't look like an elongated short man.
That's why I wear my beanie all the time.
Oh, my God. Oh,
I'm so sad.
Someone put Lord Farquaad in a beanie and then we'll do a 1-to-1.
Ooh, please.
All right, so with only those two little bits of trivia, let's go into a little more detail on Mr. Dakota's background because we will be discussing another one of his 5 movies that were directed in 1998 in an upcoming episode. When it will be, I hope it's next because, hey, it's the luck of the draw.
Which one is that?
Curse of Puppet Master.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
So I'm excited about that. Dakota was born in 1962 and got his start working on sets when he was 18 with Roger Corman and eventually went over to the band side, Charles Band, that is. He directed his first movie, Good Men Gone Bad, in 1984 and has gone on to direct a total of, since 1984, how many films do you think he has directed?
11.
What? No, I said he directed at least 5 in 1998.
Oh, I don't know. I checked out. I dissociated for a minute. Okay, 46.
174.
Holy fuck.
Some of my personal favorites of his are Dr. Alien and A Talking Cat.
Huh.
If we were to do a podcast just focusing on his films, it would take us an entire 5 years of a weekly schedule to get through all of them.
That would be cool, though.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he'd, like, guest on it.
Oh, I hope on the 50th, on the 100th, and the 150th.
This is all for you.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dakota, listen to us. I do also one quick thing because of just I'm not gay. Dakota is an openly gay man, so that line is completely fine. If that were a straight man doing that, I'd be like, why though? Why was that thrown in there?
That's the second time you've talked about being gay, though, in like 10 minutes.
Well, no, because of the line.
What line?
In the movie.
What movie?
Shrieker.
What'd he say?
What? Presley, how did you? Okay, there's an exchange when
Oh,
she.
no. And he's like, I'm going to bring home girls. I have 4 girlfriends.
Yes.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The first thing to introduce a character, she's like, oh, hey. And they're like, yeah, that's Robert or whatever his name is. And he just goes, I'm not gay. And she goes, excuse me? Well, because of my, you see my short hair and my fit body. I just want you to know I'm into women. I've had sex with, upwards of 17 girls. Yeah. And right now I have a girlfriend. Actually, I have 2 girlfriends. And then you're like, oh, this dude's bullshitting. But later on, the dude who founded this commune, tells us yeah, that stuff about him, yeah, he's very self-conscious about his sexuality, but he really does have 2 girlfriends.
I know. He wasn't lying when he said he had 2 girlfriends.
Insane. I loved that detail thrown in because then it's not.
I did too.
Then it's not a man who is trying to hide his sexuality. It's a man just so fragile about his sexuality.
Yeah.
All right, I have 3 reviews, and Letterboxd reviews were kind of shit this time around. So I have one of those, and I pulled, because IMDb has been around for so long, I found 1998 review and a year 2000 review.
Let's hear them.
All right, let's go first with the contemporary review from just last year. This is Gordon. Actually, I should have saved this. No, we'll go with this. Gordon gives this, did not give it any star ratings, but simply said, my bark is much louder than a shriek. And I would like everyone to know that in Gordon's bio, it does explain, I'm a Chihuahua. I watch movies with my mom and auntie.
Huh.
So it's just some dog person saying he, I'm going to impose my dog love on readers of Letterboxd. Get out of here, Gordon. Gross.
And that was the 2000 one?
No, this is 2022.
Oh.
So this is from 1998. It's crazy. I see this a lot. Maybe these are teenagers or people with friends that have gifted them for Christmas because I see this so much. This review's from December 25th, 1998. They gave it 6 out of 10 stars. The title is A Good Horror Film from Full Moon. This is Kipper 2. What if it was the Gipper 2? Oh my God, Ronald Reagan, we love you. Your economic structure is sound. I'm kidding. I truncated a lot of this. They state, the film basically is set around a bunch of cheap college students who don't want to pay rent like the rest of us. I included this one because it is so, I love seeing how we love landlords in 1998 to now. I wrote in my notes, this should be the college experience. Try to spend $0, and that is what you should be doing. Because then, hey, I'm out in the real world. I have life experience in the form of squatting in random places.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I would totally do that if it was warm and not damp.
And this hospital that they find is beautiful.
It's not fucked up or anything.
But they go on saying Victoria Sloan is once again taking the reins of director for Full Moon Studios and actually makes a worthy picture for once. She seems to understand the restrictions of her actors' talents and the lackluster special effects and works around them. A highlight of the film is one guy who is so self-conscious in his sexuality that he spends the whole film stating he is not a homosexual. Pretty interesting. I recommend giving this movie a try, especially if you're a fan of Full Moon films. I really feel it is one of their best movies in recent years. I also included this one because Dakota at the time, probably like how Stephen King would do, of I'm writing all these books, I need a pen name to use so people aren't like, oh, well, this one's going to be shit because he released 2 other books just this year. Victoria Sloan is a pen name for David Dakota.
Oh, interesting.
And then we got one more review, 1 out of 10 stars, saying, looking for a good horror film? This isn't it. This is by contradiction. Oh my God, can we even trust their opinion? This is from May 29th, 2000. They just said a bunch of dumb shit, but I liked how it ended, which was, I couldn't help but notice the director is from Portland, Oregon, which just happens to be my own hometown. I must say I'm deeply ashamed. If I could, I'd give this film a negative 500 stars.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And that's the movie. You want to get in note by note?
Yeah.
Yes, Shrieker, 1998. We start out with, I guess what you're saying is Evil Dead. Like, I have not seen Evil Dead 1 or Evil Dead 2.
For fuck's sake.
I have seen Army of Darkness in most of season 1 of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
I have not seen Army of Darkness.
I have read all of Jason versus Freddy versus Ash.
I have not seen Army of Darkness.
Check out Army of Darkness. It's good.
Oh, I think I never finished Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I watched the first 2 seasons, maybe even just the first. But that shit's fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
I think if you watch the first 2 seasons, that might be all there is.
I think there's like 6.
Wait, no.
Yeah, there's like 5.
Okay, let's find this out. What do you think, though, of this intro when we're getting a lore dump?
I liked it, but I was just like, this just makes me think of Necronomicon and the symbols and the beast. And like, I really like the intro, though, like the fucking 50s hospital dudes. It was really good.
Yeah. 3 seasons.
Is that it?
Yep.
What? Wow, that's fucked.
So in this, they explain that the Shrieker is summoned by first summoned by alchemists searching for secrets of darkness and evil. But the only way to appease this Shrieker and send them back to the dimension whence they came was through murder of 5 people, what's up with other dimensions loving evil and is like, hey, you want my favor? You gotta murder someone. Why not just like, hey, make me a good meal or give me an orgasm?
Yeah, which that confused me because there was an article about like 7 slain in a hospital, you know? I think it said 7.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Maybe one, like, someone was running from the Shrieker and accidentally slipped and fell on a scalpel.
So it didn't count.
Yeah, that one didn't count. That wasn't the Shrieker.
Okay, that's fair.
At least, that would be my guess. But if it were orgasms that the Shrieker was looking for, now, like, people would be canceling the Shrieker of, like, you're taking advantage of people. But then it's like, well, that's the deal, guys.
That's like reverse rape. Like, no. Ugh. And like, if you saw the creature reveal within the first like 45 seconds too, I liked that because usually it's the whole movie and you don't even see anything.
I guess if you knew the Shrieker of like, hey, the Shrieker will like tell me about darkness and whatnot, and I have to like finger bang them, then it's like, okay, that's fine. But if all of a sudden you summon the Shrieker and is like, hey, you gotta finger bang me, come on. Or I guess it would be like, finger bang me. And then you're like, oh, excuse me, what did you say? And then they're like pointing at their taint. You'd be like, oh, no, I did not sign up for this. And then.
But if you knew beforehand, you could psych yourself up.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it's okay. You knew that, like, terms of service was laid out. If you did not read all of that, that's on you. But if you're like, well, I'm not going to finger bang you, then you just have this Shrieker hanging out around you. It does not murder. It just is looking fucked up. And you're like, I can't have any friends around. I'm a pariah at work. I guess I just got to bite the bullet and like throw on a glove and go to town. But then the Shrieker's like, no, I can't do the voice. It's like, no,
I don't want you.
I need to feel skin on skin.
And you're like, it's a thin condom.
Yeah, I have the Trojan ecstasy.
Disgusting.
It's the opposite of like how like shitbag dudes will like rip a condom post-sex to be like, oh yeah, I'm still wearing the condom. You're like fingering the Shrieker and then you like throw on a glove and they're like, do you have a glove on? And you're like, no, I didn't put one on.
Ew.
And that's how the Shrieker should be. It shouldn't be like, I'm gonna murder people.
I'd rather it killed me.
No. It's either you hang out or maybe like you make them a good, if it were, hey, you need to make me the best meal possible. What meal would you make?
Indian tacos.
Hell yeah. Ingredients, did you want to go into detail of that?
If you know, you know.
Okay, all right.
No, just fry bread and your meat and your veggies and, Have you had an Indian taco before?
I don't think I have.
What the fuck? You lived in Muskegon.
Yeah.
Is that by a reservation?
It's not by a reservation, but it is named like Muskegon, obviously.
It's native as fuck.
Nearly every town in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are native.
Interesting. Well, go get you an Indian taco next time you head up that way.
I'll do it up.
What would you make?
I make a very, very good grilled cheese where it's a bunch of different cheeses and just a couple thin slices of meat just to like get some more protein in there. And I put cumin, a little bit of cayenne in there, or Cheyenne if you're nasty. I find a woman named Cheyenne and she...
Ew.
Okay, I'll stop. And then I toast it till it's a nice golden brown with some tomato soup on the side, which also has like a nice blend of pepper, salt, a little bit of cayenne or Cheyenne. I find a woman and never mind.
Okay, you can...
And that's what I would feed them.
Well, hey, mine sounds better.
Oh, yeah. But wonder what the Shrieker would actually like. Or maybe it's just the Shrieker needs to know you put heart and thought into it.
What if you just present him a pocket pussy and call it even?
To eat?
No, to have. So you don't have to finger bang him.
Well, he wants to be finger banged. You can't like throw a pocket pussy inside of someone unless they're gaping.
Did we just assume his gender?
Well, anyone can get finger banged. That's why I went finger banged.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You can have a deedle. Even if you have a deedle, you could be sound with a finger.
That's... No.
He will use a pocket pussy, but he wants to be sounded the pocket pussy. It's like...
He wants it simultaneously. He wants it all.
Well, I was going to say, how in the Santa Claus...
I hate you.
In the Santa Claus, he's like, well, there's no chimney here. It's just one of those exhaust pipes that comes out of the house. And then all of a sudden he gets sucked into it. When you put a pocket pussy near his deedle, it gets just sucked in sound into it. And he's like, oh!
Santa Claus.
And there you go. As he's just eating an Indian taco while downing it with my tomato soup.
I can never eat Indian tacos again.
No, actually, because he has two mouths, one is drinking the soup and one is eating the tacos.
Fucking disgusting.
Well, his, deal is just sucking in all the pocket pussy.
Ew. I'm sorry I said that.
I'm sorry I did too. 2 notes in. You want to know what? We already discussed okay, real quick. Rundown of the plot. There's a group of 5 college-aged individuals who are like, hey, we live in this hospital because we can't afford rent. It's abandoned because guess what? There were murders previously. And this new girl shows up and I'm like, oh, no, there's 6 because you need to kill 5 people. We have 6 now. So I was like, oh, who done it? Who is the one who killed everyone? And when they were going around, I did call one of the people who ends up being associated with summoning the Shrieker. I thought she was just acting on her own. It was the shy girl, the pre-med. That's who I guessed.
I knew it was the dude in the basement.
See, I was like, but this seems too on the nose. But then when they have the fake out, I'm like, okay, they were able to subvert and make it the on the nose thing without being so on the nose.
Yeah, it was very obvious to me, like right away.
Hey, you want to know what? It was obvious to both of us.
Okay.
You called one, I called one.
Fair. Yeah, because I didn't really pick up the... I was going to say it was the other love interest that she had, like the less hot one.
Robert was in the basement.
Yeah.
You call one, I call one, but we both call a Shrieker,
You know what I'm saying?
We got to summon him. Yeah, they're like, let's squat. It's great. I do like this. This is a very nice specific, meaning someone has worked in a area like this. But also, if this is abandoned, how do they have trash? Like a pickup? Because he says like, oh, on Wednesdays is big garbage day, meaning you can throw out furniture and whatnot to have picked up.
Oh, see, I thought he said that's when they throw furniture out so you can grab furniture then.
Oh, nope, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why you make the big bucks. But yeah, this is what the college experience should be. This is Gwar type shit. This is how Gwar started. They found an abandoned building that they squatted in as an art collective, and just everyone worked on art.
Really?
Yeah, watch it. You should watch the Gwar documentary on Shudder. It's very good. There's one woman who's like the hardcore feminist, like socialism, all of this stuff. And she's giving a bunch of pamphlets and information to Clark, our final girl, if you will. And she gives one and she's like, oh yeah, and this one is the truth about socialism, which is how my dad would start a lot of conversations with me. However, not in the same way this woman was. I once read the Communist Manifesto, and then I'm so glad I did. It was for school. Twofold, because it's only 13 pages and all the other books for book reports were like 300 pages, and everyone was pissed about their length. But I was like, mine's only 13, and everyone in the class was like, we hate you now. And I was like, I didn't know the Communist Manifesto was only 13 pages.
I didn't know that either. I thought it was like a chapter book.
Oh, no, it's good. So when my dad would always be like, this country's turning into socialism. And I was like, it's not. It's not even close. There are 10 pillars of communism. That's what I meant to say. And I would say we are currently doing 4 of the 10. And every developed country has those 4. So we're not close. Shut up. And then he'd just keep going on about communism. I'm like, you don't know what that means.
My dad is very right-wing, conservative.
Hey, we got that in common.
Hey, let's be best friends.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Then, so Clark goes down. Oh, also, hop in with notes if you got them.
You want to see my notes?
Yeah, how? What are they? Okay, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 notes.
I'm so bad at notes. I'm sorry.
It's fine. She starts hearing stuff, Clark does, and she goes down into the basement because there are these burn marks and weird symbols on the ground, and she's following them down to the basement, and then she looks, and there's a man down there, and then all of a sudden, you hear 2 claps, and you like the lights turn on, and he goes, got a clapper. And she's like, excuse me? That's to start this, like, it's a strange man in a basement, and he claps, lights turn on. He's like, yeah, I rigged my lights to, I clap twice, they turn on, I clap twice again, they turn off. And then they start, like, talking, and she's like, well, how did you, like, elude everyone? And he goes, this is like 5 minutes after their introduction, and he goes, I'm a quiet man. And both Nicole and I were like, no, you're not. You have a clapper.
Yeah. No, yeah. And he's like, I hide. I hide when I hear people coming.
No.
You don't. You don't, though. You're just never home.
Yeah, because this dude probably has his own home. This dude's obviously a trust fund baby.
Oh, totally. He's too pretty, and his clothes are nice, and his hair's nice.
No. His clothes, I was like, who was on set and allowed this man? Maybe it's to show he's not prim and proper, or he was also giving off like Frank Cotton vibes.
I don't know who that is.
From Hellraiser. Oh, you've never seen Hellraiser?
Oh, no, I have.
The guy who finds the box in the first one, and he's like, come to daddy.
Oh, I didn't know his last name.
Yeah, it's Cotton.
Cotton. Okay.
So this man has stains all over his shirt.
Oh, I didn't notice. I guess I was too busy looking at his pretty face. I thought he was attractive.
Oh, we should mention that she is a mathematician, Clark, and everyone in this squatters' rights commune is in college going for like specific things. Like one's med, one's computer tech, all these individuals. But you need to know she's into math because this dude is like, oh, do you believe in the occult? And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, like the Shrieker. And he shows her these symbols and he's like, I don't know what they mean. And then she's like looking at him and she's like, well, no, you got this all wrong. These aren't a language, they're an equation. And I was like, okay, this chick's got a math boner, because all of a sudden she's like, they're equations, I love them. And then the dude starts screaming about the occult. Is like 99% of the occult is bullshit, but that 1%, people just don't know that it exists. And I'm like, wow, this man is so on the nose. Yeah, guys, this is the guy who summoned the Shrieker.
Yeah.
And he says to her of like, oh, when you see fear, you need to go face it, because fear is the place you go to learn and to get finger banged on a Ferris wheel. Oh, dude, what if the Shrieker wants to go to an amusement park to get finger banged like in Fear?
By Marky Mark.
Yeah.
All right. I'd watch that movie.
What would be easier? You convincing Marky Mark to finger bang the Shrieker, or you get up the guts to do it yourself?
I would rather have Marky Mark do it for me.
Okay, all right. I'd say to Marky Mark, I'd say, just fist this dude real quick. You like punching people.
Pretend he's Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Or that Asian man you almost killed.
Yeah, or Jenny McCarthy was he dating? Oh, no, that's the other Wahlberg.
Jim Carrey.
No, the other Wahlberg is married to Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Donald.
Fuck Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah, she's all sorts of anti-vaxxing. She's like, I was anti-vax before it was cool.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Gives your kid autism.
Acting like that's a bad thing.
I'd rather have an autistic child than a dead one.
Yay.
If that even existed. Fuck. I hate people. Okay, this isn't what we're here for.
But what if, to appease the Shrieker, guess what? Oh, I had quintuplets. Don't get any of them vaccinated. The Shrieker's like, I guess that works. And then the Shrieker just breathes on them, gives them, some higher dimension type of polio. Measles. There we go. Because is measles, measles you have to put on it has a ribbon and it, you pull it up?
Yeah.
Why?
Is that it makes your cheeks all big.
Okay, is it to keep down swelling?
I think so.
All right.
Well, yeah, I like how all of those diseases got eradicated and were gone, and now they're coming back because people are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Ebola.
Oh, remember that Ebola? I was just thinking about that Ebola outbreak last week, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In Africa, it got really bad.
What if the Shrieker's like, oh, yeah, the Shrieker's like, oh, no, we didn't need to worry about COVID-19. Everyone up in higher dimensions, we know what's going on.
What do you mean?
They didn't have they don't have an anti-vax movement.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, this monster who looks like he just wants to murder people has more common decency for his fellow man that he's like, yeah, me and all of the rest of the Shriekers, we all got vaccinated.
Oh, okay. I could see that. And he's like, I'm not the monster.
Come here, let me breathe on your children. They start noticing people are dying. Also, if it seems like we're jumping around, again, this movie without the credits is maybe an hour and 9 minutes.
It's barely over an hour. It's like a short film or a 2-part TV episode series.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it's good that way.
Yeah.
They say hey, the only way into this area is with keys. And I'm like, no. You can there's just a fence. It doesn't have barbed wire or anything. Just hop the fence.
Yeah.
Children can do that.
They won't. I don't know. I just assume they're all what's the word? Too prim and proper, I guess. They've never hopped a fence in their life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like they can't fathom someone trespassing, but they're trespassing.
Want to hear a very sad story about me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I tried to climb this 6-foot fence. It was a chain link, or maybe not chain link. It was a one you can climb and it's easy. And it was around our school. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to show off and I can climb fucking fences. And there was like 15 teenagers playing basketball, like high schoolers. And I was probably like 12 or 13.
Okay.
I get to the top and I slid down and I almost fell off. But thank God my shirt and my sweater got hooked at the top, right? So I'm dangling there for like 2 minutes, just showing my fucking bra off.
Oh, no.
And I'm stuck.
Did no one come help?
No, they were too busy laughing at. Everyone was laughing at me and looking at me and feeling very awkward for me.
Oh, no.
It was very awful.
I'm glad you clarified your age up front, because when you were like, and they were all there were 15-year-olds, I was like, oh no, was Presley like 20 years old?
No, I was a baby.
Because it would have been funnier in retrospect seeing like an adult just hanging, just like, please someone help me.
God, no. See, I've never climbed a fence since then.
I used to just do that for fun.
Yeah, I used to hop little fences, but they were like 2 feet, 3 feet, and I could actually do it. And I thought I could do it with this one, and I could not do it.
Yeah. I'm afraid to do it now just because the last time I was into hopping fences, I just pulled a groin muscle, but I didn't notice it until like a day later, and it felt like someone was just stabbing my testicle.
Oh.
It wasn't good.
We've all been there.
All right. So in this scenario, it would have been very funny. They think like, oh, it's a constant like, oh, you're trying to get the hospital all to yourself. Oh, no, you're the one trying to get it all to yourself. So you're just playing all of this out. It would have been very funny if it was just the local law enforcement this entire time, like dressed up as the Shrieker, being like, we know these teens are in here. We're going to flush them out just the Scooby-Doo way.
And that's how you do a practical joke.
Yeah.
ACAB.
ACAS. All cops are Shriekers. One of the lines that the feminist says, she goes, sisterhood united under the banner of communism. That's the only way out of this. That one dude, the like love interest in the final boy, she like goes upstairs. She's in her room on her computer, and he barges in and he's like, hey, what are you up to? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm just like working on this math problem. And she starts going into it, and he goes, please don't. That's not my area. After asking like, hey, what are you up to? Immediately shutting her down. This dude should have died.
Oh, totally.
Crazy that he didn't.
Well, and like he's trying to woo her. So it's like, why are you being such a dick to her?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I did like the line like, he really does have 2 girlfriends. And now we're in the end game now. They're going back and forth on truly. The feminist is upstairs saying, cut the shit out on a cell phone with all the other 4 downstairs, like trying to get into the basement. And she's like, well, you guys are all up here. And they're like, no, we're literally all downstairs. You can look out the window and see. And she's like, oh, what? And then they're like, oh, there's markings that like, it'll make you marked for death with these like incantations or something. There's a lot, but not a lot to this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that back and forth could have been cut. Oh, so they go in and they're like, oh, we need to call the police. That, of course, people are dying right now. And they get on the phone and it's all fuzzy and you start hearing like through the receiver, like a, and the guy goes, slams his phone on the ground and he's like, shit, he's in the fucking phone. So dumb. And then people are getting killed off and they're in this like beautiful looking like roof area, but not a roof. I don't know what it was. And it's the shy girl, Clark, and our, in quotes, final boy. And she's like, it was me. As she's like, to reveal that it was her, she takes off her shirt and she has like a tattoo of these symbols of protection. So she's like, oh, the guy will never attack me. And immediately she gets sliced in two.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, well, what's up? So Clark, Robert, and final boy, I don't know his name. They're like running and they're like, so wait, how'd she die? And then Robert pulls the gun on them and says, oh, we should mention like Robert got shot. So we're like, wait, what's up with him? Like all of a sudden he's back and he punches final boy and he's like, shy girl was just my pawn. And the markings on her, the symbols were phony. And then he pulls off his shirt and he's like, mine are real, unlike the bullets I put in the gun. But now there are real bullets in there. And there's these, so on these pieces of paper are these markings for the Shrieker to say like, hey, kill this person. And the Shrieker is coming up from behind and he's like, hey, one of you's going to die or I can kill both of you right now. What are you going to choose? Because the Shrieker's not going to choose me. And then Clark's like, I know an idea. She pulls out a knife, stabs the like two marking symbols on them. And he's like, what are you going to do? Stab me? And she's like, no. And then stabs the Shrieker in one of its 4 eyes. Oh, man. Just think if he needed corrective lenses.
Okay, did you not think it was fucking hilarious how the Shrieker was just walking slow as fuck at them? And he was like coming through walls and shit. And he's just like, meh.
Just like Dakota, the Shrieker is a showman.
That's so fucking funny. I'm like, okay.
Also kind of like creeping like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I guess if that's what he was going for.
Mm-hmm. Tattoo symbols. She's wearing that phony. Yeah, and then she stabs it, and there's no explanation of like why this worked, but she stabs the markings onto the Shrieker, and that implodes him.
Yeah.
And then do they shoot Robert? What happens to him? Oh, yes, they're trying to wrestle away the gun and they shoot him in the stomach. And then the dude, like, this entire time, there hasn't been any meta commentary on horror movies, but then they just, like, throw one in with Final Boy saying, it feels like someone should still be coming after us to kill us. And they're like, nope. And then it ends.
Yeah. Underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason this dude was doing all of this was just to learn, like he had no other reasoning to unleash the Shrieker on everyone besides, hey, I want to learn things about the higher dimensions. It was a quest for knowledge. Is that your phone or do you have a Nintendo DS in your hand?
No, I took a picture of us.
Okay. If it were, again, same question. Was that a phone in your hand or a Nintendo DS?
No, it's my phone and it has little ghosts on it.
I have my aggressive blue blockers on, so I can't see detail. Hello, Nicole. Nicole says hi.
Hello, Nicole.
Presley says hello, Nicole.
Hi.
She screamed hi.
Oh, I hope the Phantom of the Opera is next so we can talk.
Fingers crossed. Okay. I guess final thoughts. What did you think of the Shrieker?
Like I said, it was the dollar store Evil Dead, but not even that. It's like the knockoff at the dollar store bin, like 25 cents.
Okay.
But it was good. I'm glad I watched it.
Truly, 1998 just keeps giving us bangers, minus Carnival of Souls, and maybe minus The Eternal.
Yeah, fair. It was good, though.
This movie, I want to see a beautiful Blu-ray, like a 4K transfer to 1080p. I loved this movie. If I didn't have so much shit to do today, I was going to watch it a second time.
I don't know that I would ever watch it a second time, but it was good. I probably would actually, because it's not very long and it wouldn't take up very much time.
Oh yeah, not at all. Like I did I give this? I did not give this 5 stars. I give this 4 out of 5 stars.
I will give it a 3.5.
Whoa, that's really good.
Yeah. No, I did not hate it. I really didn't. It had that good 90s vibe that I love. So it was like an adult Goosebumps episode.
Yeah, and beautifully shot, guys. I cannot, like, the fact that this was 6 days and probably not getting a lot of takes, it was great.
Yeah.
No laughably bad. Besides the voiceover in the beginning and the set style stuff, when you see that book and there's just a hand with an eyeball written into it, that shit was laughable. But after that, ooh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Which makes me think maybe that stuff was like they had to put that intro in so people would be like, what the hell is even going on?
Yeah, I didn't understand.
That could have been reshoots, but I doubt this had any reshoots. And the music is good. Score's nice.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of bad things. I do, but it's more or less I liked it more than I hated it.
Yeah. You, 3.5, only 1.5 stars you didn't like.
Yeah.
And for me, just a 1 star.
Yeah. I think that's pretty damn good.
Whew. This is a very short episode, but we still have one more thing to do. You want me to get that bucket stein?
Yes, as always.
I think we only have 5 more in bucket stein to choose from.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have Whispering Corridors. That's the one I keep forgetting about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shaking it up Taylor Swift style, shaking it off Taylor Swift style.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Whenever I hear that song, I always think of Nicole's mom. The first Black Friday that we spent together, that we went to the mall super early and we were in FYE, and her mom, clearly thinking no one was watching her, was dancing to that song. So it's just constantly in my head whenever that's playing. Yeah. All right.
Stop.
Oh, stop right now? Okay.
Yeah.
See, this time, guys, there was no cut. I was just talking and telling a story.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, what do you hope it's Phantom of the Opera?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if Nicole hopes it is, because then she's like, where's the time go? All right. Next episode, we will be doing, a movie I keep forgetting that, and I only hear things about. You have said, I believe, good things about it. We are watching, of course, 1998's Twisted Sister directed Strangeland.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, I fucking love that movie. I'm so excited now.
I've never seen it. I know nothing about it.
Fuck. Oh, I was just thinking about it last night, actually.
Hopefully it's streaming somewhere.
I'll fucking send you $5 so you can rent it.
Yeah, it's only $4.
Oh, cool. Give me your PayPal or Cash App. Or...
Oh, I mean, that's fine. I write it off on taxes.
Me too.
What? You can't write it off on taxes.
I know.
It might be questionable if I can too.
You're self-employed.
Yeah, and this is technically my job.
Yeah, you're fine. That's great.
We just need money coming in. So guys, tell a friend.
Share with your friends.
Post it on a Reddit, in a Discord.
Or on your Facebook.
On a MySpace bulletin.
Oh, God, I forgot about those. Blech.
That's all I remember about MySpace. It's good times.
I loved MySpace. You could code.
Uh-huh.
We were coding, motherfuckers.
If you try and code Facebook, they will terminate not only your account, but your IP address.
And they will sue you for everything you own.
Probably. That's why I have a bunch of shell corporations. So if they try to sue me, I'll just be like, I was under this corporation, so that goes bankrupt. And it's like, well, there were no assets. And they're like, darn you, shell corporations. But that's the episode. Presley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's been an honor.
No, likewise.
No.
Oh, we started watching Res Dogs.
Reservation Dogs?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, there was a multiple parts in that beginning episode that I was like on the verge of crying, but
I know.
And that part where they like guns are pulled out of a car, I was like, Nicole, why no? And then it's just paintballs, and I'm like, thank God.
I know, it's so good. I'm excited for you. I fucking love Reservation Dogs.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up, guys. Watch that show.
It's native as fuck.
Plugs?
It's my usual. You can rewatch Parents Under the Stairs. I don't know when we'll be back, but we will be. And Horror Corridor.
All right, this is what we do. We're going to get an iPad and put it on a mannequin. And I will, for an hour, watch the children. And I guess, like, if anything drastic happens, I'll call you guys. So that way you guys can both do a Parents Under the Stairs.
Well, Jack likes FaceTiming, so that could work.
Ooh, I'll just go like, what's up, dude?
And he'll just be like, Mom? And he points at stuff all the time.
Oh, but what happens if he like takes his, I don't know if he's taken any steps. What if he takes his first steps or says his like first full sentence?
He's been walking for months.
Okay, all right. I don't know baby milestones.
No, you're fine. He's like 15 months, so he's not quite talking yet, but he's getting there.
What if he starts doing like the Smoke on the Water riff?
Then call me.
Yeah, because that's bad for sound for you guys. Yeah. He might need, unless you guys can like really isolate the sound, he might need headphones on because I'll need to be loud on a speaker.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll put noise cancelings on him.
We'll get baby headphones for him.
Which, hey, science or doctors, scientists and doctors are kind of the same thing.
They're the same thing.
They do say noise canceling headphones for babies, especially in cities, are nice things to have.
Oh, maybe I will get that because we have some shit ass fucking neighbors that play bass all the time.
Oh yeah, no, that's what they say. Like the noises of the city from an early age can affect a child's hearing.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to get on that.
Guys, for me, check out patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content to podcasts that Nicole, myself, Corey, and friends of everywhere of mine hop on. It's really funny stuff. You're going to enjoy it. It's only $5, but if you're a $10 patron, you get bonus monthly stuff like Straight to Patreon, Shark Side of the Moon, and I think for February we're doing Rats with a Z. It's a movie Nicole chose. It's about two women have a genie and they I think a genie, and they turn two rats into men, like himbos. And they're himbos because they're sexy men, but they still have kind of like the mentality of a rat, so they're not smart at all.
That's everything I want in a movie.
Yeah, that's everything I want in a man, yeah. Oh, God, and I hope they can sound like in the Santa Claus.
Ugh.
But also, if you're a $10 patron, you get exclusive shoutouts on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, My Bickle, my brother in common law, Joshua, Jakis, Steve Barnes of Sweet Child of Time. Go listen to that. We're charting on Apple iTunes podcast charts now. Oh my God, it's the womb in which I emerged, my mother, little Corey's BFF Shane, and roommate, I should say. Oh my God, that's that Fed. He's appeared. That's my friend. And finally, you can find him at twitch.tv/Corwinning. It's my good friend Corwin. And I've been James.
And I'm Presley.
And we've been the height of horror. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You start us off by saying, I'm Presley.
Okay. Hang on. I have nerves.
Oh, yeah.